when you
Yeah.
decide that you need to find a literary agent because you can't represent yourself and you can't hit anybody else up at Emerald City,
Mhm.
you gotta find somebody else. How do you go about looking for one?
Um, so what I did was I kind of did what everyone does, really. I looked to see who represented the kind of books that I had written. So someone who represents middle grade, obviously, right? That's really the bare minimum. Is like when you're querying, send your material to people who represent what you write. But then also, people who are representing realistic contemporary. I was interested um, in people who I thought would understand what I was trying to do. Um, uh, so, my book is not like a really commercial book, right? It's quiet, it's a little bit literary. Um, it's got, like spirituality in it. It's got, birth in it. It's got things in it that not every agent and not every publisher would be interested in. So I tried to really target people who I thought would get it. And uh, the way that I kind of like knew who would and who wouldn't was looking at the kinds of things that they represent, but also on Twitter, because I really, when Twitter's not a trash fire, I really enjoy it there. So middle grade Twitter's kind of nice people.
And I'm assuming that you're also, when you're looking at literary agents, you're also, I mean, literary agents, you are a literary agent. You're going to make sure you're going to know that they can sell this book. They have a
Absolutely.
so how are you evaluating that ahead of time? Are these people you've met or?
Um, I hadn't met everyone that I queried, but I certainly everyone that I queried had a sales record. Um, I think, and also everyone that I queried was at an established agency, an agency that had multiple agents, and that's not important. It's a you can query, like a agent who's like just a single agent, but like um, it was. I was really careful, and I think that everyone should be really careful to make sure that, like, when you're querying someone who's legitimate and someone who like, oh, they sold all of those things. And if they're a newer agent, that's fine, but you want like a newer agent should be at an established agency with established agents, because otherwise, how are they learning it? How do they know how to do it, right? So, knowing that and giving that advice to writers all the time, because even though not every manuscript is for me or even for the other agents at my agency, I really, really have a commitment um, to writers getting, matching up with someone who's right for them. So I love to give advice. I love, I'll do like an ask agent on Twitter or whatever. I've taught, you know, courses at, conferences and stuff just about on query letters and stuff like that. I like making a difference for people. So I think I just did all the things that I tell people, beware, like these are the red flags, and make sure it's an established agency and like that.